Hi there, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. I'm Fionuala and I'm at Cottage Gardens of Petaluma. Here at the counter, I get such a unique perspective on what is bothering gardeners right now or what they're interested in. And we get customers from all over, and we get customers with all kinds of ranges of experience. So we've got people who are just brand new to gardening and people who've been gardening for years, and everybody's got questions and perspectives that I find fascinating. So this week, I figured I would jot down some of the questions and answer them, because if they are concerning the people walking right into the counter here, I figured they might be concerning you too. So I wrote the questions down in my best handwriting, gave them to Kay, and she is going to ask them to me, and I'll do my best to answer.
Good morning, Fionuala.
Hey Kay, how you doing?
I'm good. We've had a lot of people coming in for our September sale, so we've had a lot of questions.
We sure have.
It's one of the first things that we've been getting a lot is people who are really new to houseplants and are wondering what would be the easiest houseplant to start with.
I know. I have just had so much interest in houseplants this week, which is fascinating, and it's a subject very dear to my heart. And we got a great new selection in, so I'm more than happy to help anybody pick out their favorite houseplant. And for newbies, I have a whole bunch of great ones. Then I have a couple of my favorites too that I just have to show you. So the houseplant world is pretty big. So the first question I would start with, what are you expecting from your houseplant? Do you want to fill a corner? If you want to fill a corner and you want something tall, dracaenas are the way to go. They are so easy, it's just ridiculous. And there's a lot of presence. You know, they're tall and big and leafy, fill up that corner exactly right. And you really only have to water them every 10 days or so. Something that's even easier is this crazy thing, this snake plant right here. A lot of presence, nice and big and tall. You water this maybe every once a month or every 6 weeks or so. Super, super easy. So if you're looking for something smaller, more petite, better behaved, I've got a number of choices for you right there too. Where do we go? Pothos. Pothos, always an easy one. Leafy, green, it's gonna hang and drape. Super, super easy. I have a few of these at my house, and I water between once a week and every 10 days or so, basically depending on the weather. If it's really, really hot, it's every once a week. If it's the winter, every 10 days or every 2 weeks, something like that. So those are a couple of choices for you, but I have a whole lot more too. I'm trying to think what other little ones. We've got super cute things. This little fern, for example. A little more care. If you are the type of gardener that likes to fuss just a teeny bit and want this grace and gorgeousness, this little heart-shaped fern, this little heart fern, it's just gorgeous. Doesn't need a lot of light, doesn't need a lot of care, but it would like to be watered every 5 to 6 days. So as you can see, we do tend to go towards the easier sort of houseplants around here. We might have a couple of fussy ones, but I try to keep it to the minimum. So I have tons of choices for you here if you're just starting out, or if you've grown houseplants forever and want something really super cool. I've got one I just have to show you. This is a little African violet that I am completely obsessed with. It is the cutest little thing in the cutest little color, and I absolutely love it. And African violets can be a little fussy, so here's my fussy plant of the week. But look at it, it is so crazy gorgeous, like what could I do? African violet care, what you need to do there is make sure it dries out a little bit between watering. It does like humidity, so sitting it on pebbles or something like that underneath where it gets that moisture up above, that's really helpful. Likes really bright but indirect light, and some fertilizing to keep it blooming. But isn't this the cutest thing? Love this. Going to the opposite end of the care spectrum, we got Hoya Crimson Queen, which I'm equally obsessed with. You can see I've got like this color scheme thing going on right now. Hoyas in general are pretty much the easiest houseplant you can ever grow. They need minimal care. They're considered a succulent because of the fleshy leaves, but I don't know, they trail, they drape, they look beautiful, they decorate gorgeously, easy to work with, and the variegation on this Crimson Queen is super cool. So there you go, they're my two favorites, and houseplants in general. The majority of what I've got here likes bright indirect light. And like I said before, kind of tending towards the minimal care, but do ask, come on in. If something catches your eye and you just have to have it, ask us how to take care of it. We're all really good at this.
So, is there like a general rule for caring for houseplants overall?
You know, yeah, that's a question I got this week. Houseplants are so varied, there is not really one rule that fits all of them. So if in doubt, please do ask. You've got everything from ZZ plants that can tolerate hardly any light. You could literally grow it in a closet and it's going to be happy, and hardly any water, to ferns that like lots of water, and to other plants that like lots and lots of light. So there's no really one rule fits all, apart from possibly watering and fertilizing. No one rule, but they do want water and they do want fertilizer. So again, please ask us. You don't want to take home something really precious that you get all attached to and then kill it with overwatering or underwatering or growing it in the wrong spot. So come over here and look at this one, for example. This is a ZZ plant that I was talking about. It really would fry if you grew it in bright sunlight, and it really would melt and keel over and die if you watered it once a week, for example. Then you got others, like this dramatic little creature that gets very dramatic when you forget to water it. So no one rule fits all, lots of different needs. And it's really fun to get to know the needs of the plant. It's really fun to get into the world of houseplants.
We've also been getting a lot of questions about citrus trees. What are your thoughts on citrus trees this time of year?
Yeah, citrus trees right now, it can be a little tricky. You need a crystal ball to see when we're going to get our first frost, or you need to like know that you don't really get frost. But as for picking out a citrus tree, there are so many to choose from, it's almost a vague subject. Like, do you like lemons? If you like lemons, go for a Meyer lemon or a Eureka. Do you like oranges? Do you want limes? I mean, there's a lot of different citrus trees. The ones I've picked for here and for my own garden, they're all pretty hardy. They can go down to 28 degrees without much of a problem if they're established, and that's the trick. So if you're looking for citrus trees or fruit trees in general, this is where they are. Welcome to the fruit trees and the rose area at Cottage Gardens.
So, one question that we've been getting a lot when people are looking for citrus is what citrus trees should I plant?
I would start with what's your favorite citrus tree to eat. Like anything else, you're going to pay more attention to a plant that you love. Do you use a lot of lemons? Grow a Meyer lemon or a Eureka. Do you eat a lot of oranges? I have a current favorite orange that I just have to tell you about, but Washington Navel is a great little standard orange for around here. I happen to love grapefruits, so I'll show you the grapefruit that I really like. Oro Blanco, it's a fabulous grapefruit, does great even if the weather's not that warm. So we'll start there. I just love this thing. Do you like mandarins? What do you buy most when you're grocery shopping? That's the citrus you should start with. Here's the Oro Blanco. Like, it's a great tree for a start. The blossoms are huge, and then the grapefruits are amazing. Even if you live in a coastal climate like ours, Doesn't seem to need the heat to really warm up, which is fabulous. Kumquats, I'm really partial to kumquats. Love them. So of course I grow a kumquat. But I have to show you my favorite orange of all time. It is Vanilla Sanguino. Sounds like a blood orange. It's not really a blood orange, but it is an orange with deep colored flesh that smells like vanilla. Extremely sweet, extremely acidless, extremely productive, and it does great around here. So, to answer your question about what should you plant, figure out what's your favorite thing. Start with that one. And then growing citrus kind of becomes addictive because you find that, oh, I really like kumquats. I really like oranges. I'm good at this. Let's start with another one. Now, September is getting close to the time where you should quit considering planting a citrus, but it is actually fine still in the beginning for most of us here in our coastal regions. If you know you get an early frost date, I would wait till spring to plant a citrus tree. We're pretty safe around here. I just planted another one the other day, an Australian finger lime, because they are super, super cool right over here. But yeah, if you live somewhere where you know the frost is going to hit by the 1st of October, just wait till the spring. And then if you do get an early frost date, be ready to get out there and protect your citrus tree.
So, apart from citrus, what other kinds of fruit trees would be good to plant right now or for this area?
Yeah, we've had that question quite a bit. Right now, middle of September, it's really a perfect time to plant any of the deciduous fruit trees. Same thing that I talked about with other plants, their roots get really well established over the fall and the winter, and then come spring they just take off, and you'll probably get a bit of a crop starting in next summer from most of these fruit trees that we have right now. So it's a great time to plant apples or cherries or apricots or peaches or plums or any deciduous fruit tree that you like. That's a good one to plant. And again, if you're just new to growing your own fruit in your own garden, pick one that you know you love. Like if you love Santa Rosa plums, find yourself a Santa Rosa plum. If you love Gravenstein apples, find a Gravenstein apple. You always take the best care of something that you really are invested in that particular harvest. But yeah, we've got mulberries, we've got all persimmons. Everybody loves persimmons, and they look so beautiful over the winter. It's a great time to plant persimmons. So yeah, A to Z, any fruit tree you can think of that drops its leaves in the winter, it's a perfect time to plant it.
What kinds would do best in this area?
Oh, I pick fruit trees that really do great in this area. I pick within the zone that we've got here. We're in zone 9B. You can stretch it with a lot of the apples, but some of the other ones you kind of want to stay within the zone that that particular fruit tree performs the best in. So yeah, I've got all kinds of fruit trees here that do really, really well in all of our area, anywhere in our zone, and a couple on either side.
That makes it a lot easier to pick.
Yeah, yeah, I've narrowed it down. It just, why not? I pick for my customers, my own garden, my staff gardens, and we have a fun time picking out what we're going to grow. I myself have 7 different types of apples and 4 different types of figs. You get a little obsessed after a while once you've tasted your own homegrown fruit. It really is very difficult to go buy anything at a grocery store. Thank you so much for visiting. Thank you for watching all the way. I really appreciate questions, by the way, so if you have any, shoot them to me in the comments. I'd much prefer you to come in, of course, but if you can't or you're way in some other zone, please send me some more questions so I'll have more material to work on for next time. You can find me on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. We have a website if you want to check out what are the plants that are available. You can email me anytime, info@cottagegardensofpet.com. But really, I much prefer if you come on in and visit. So thanks again for watching. See you next time.